Good morning and welcome to Focus on Niger Delta on Barometer Voice TV. Today, we examine the aftermath of the National Assembly Joint Committee's Roundtable on pipeline security and the ongoing battle against crude oil theft in Nigeria. Lawmakers have rejected multiple petitions challenging the pipeline surveillance contracts and passed a vote of confidence in Tantita Security Services, security agencies, and the NNPCL, citing significant improvements in oil production. Current data indicate that Nigeria's crude oil output has risen to about 1.8 million barrels per day, a sharp increase from the lows recorded in 2022 at the height of oil theft and pipeline vandalism. According to the National Assembly, this progress is largely driven by collaborations between private surveillance operators, security agencies, and host communities, a model that has helped curb illegal activities and restore confidence in the sector. However, despite these gains, concerns remain over the evolving tactics of oil theft syndicates, as well as issues of transparency, accountability, and the need for stronger oversight. This morning, we take a closer look at what this means for the Niger Delta region, national security, and Nigeria's position in the global energy space. Now, joining us for this discussion today is Engineer Udengs Eradiri, former president of the Ijaw Youth Council, IYC Worldwide. Yes, you stay with us. Let's quickly go over to the comment section, to read some of your comments, and of course, we will be playing you clips from the National Assembly held yesterday. So before then, let's quickly go over to the comment section. And if you're just joining us, this is Focus on Niger Delta, reaching you live from Barometer Voice TV. Emmanuel Gula, yes, you're welcome. You're welcome to the program. Made Engineer Udengs Eradiri, okay, I think there is a follower there. You're welcome. You're welcome to the program. This is Focus on Niger Delta. We await your comments. What's your take on the roundtable discussion yesterday? Drop it in the comment section. Tell us the aftermath of the parliamentary roundtable on the state of the pipeline security, the battle against crude oil theft, which was held yesterday at the National Assembly House of Reps Old Chamber, Abuja. We want to hear your take. We want to hear your view. We want to know your perspective on those issues. So please drop them in the comment section so we can read out your comment and perspective. Abraham Okpara is saying Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited is doing a great job. Peace Monday is saying good morning. Good morning to you. You're welcome to Focus on Niger Delta. Yes, so please do well to drop your comment. We want to hear your perspective. We want to hear your take. We want to have a view of what you have to say regarding the pipeline security roundtable discussion held yesterday at the National Assembly House of Reps Old Chamber, Abuja, where we had stakeholders, chief security officers, NNPC management, and of course, the managing director of Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited and the president of High Chief Keston Pondi. We also had the NNPCL executive officer and the president of Bayo Ojulari. Yes, he is the group chief executive officer of NNPCL. Yes, so all of these persons were all there. So the video is live now, so wanted to just quickly watch some of the recap of the clips of what happened yesterday. Please enjoy.
My name is Honorable Prince Henry Ojanose Okoje. I want to thank
the Senate and House Committee, the Joint Senate and House Committee, for putting this program together to bring all of us here to discuss this very, very important issue that has been bedeviling our great country, Nigeria. In 2022, we were saddled with the responsibility to secure core critical oil and gas infrastructure in Nigeria. And a very, very opportunity, an opportunity that we appreciate till tomorrow. That's why we are very, very grateful to Mr. President for allowing us this opportunity. Without this platform, nobody would have known what we are capable of. The reason being that we are of the creek and we have been positioned as people who are always going to be of the creek. One thing that people do not take into consideration is that taking people from the creek to do and protect the infrastructures in the creek could actually give us a better understanding and better results. At Tantita, we say we do not protect the asset from the people. We protect the asset with the people. And that has given us the results that we have been earning till today. In 2020, Nigeria was producing about 1.8. At 2021, it was about 1.6. Then in 2022, it dropped to 1.1, including condensate. Then we awarded the contract in August, and we started. Today, we're at about 1.4, including condensate. And we can still do better. Why can we do better? Because we still have short-in barrels. We need to invest more in the sector. We have worked so far with all the GSAs, the Nigerian Army, the Civil Defense Corps, the Navy, the police, the DSS. Everybody have been very, very wonderful. And in the course of these past 3 years, we have lost both soldiers, we have lost both our personnel.
My name is Honorable Prince Henry Ojanose Okoje. I represent the good people of Asa Northeast and Southeast Federal Constituency. I'm from Edo State, and I am the Chairman House Committee on Petroleum Resources Ministry, the very committee that oversees the pipeline infrastructure. I listened carefully to the presentation ably made by the representative of Tantita, and I would say that Tantita has recorded a lot of success. Without mincing words, they have secured our nation's assets, they have protected our pipeline. And I say because of them, the oil revenue has increased from the level it was before. So we should give them a hand of applause, please. On that note, as a joint committee, I hereby move that this joint committee pass a vote of absolute confidence on Tantita and the NNPCL because they have collectively demonstrated and moved Nigeria crude oil production from critical depressed level to a trajectory of sustained recovery. With documented interception of illegal vessels, dismantling all illegal connections, and the arrest of hundreds of suspected vandals and crude oil thieves. On the strength of this evidence, the committee do hereby declare Tantita and the security agents, of course, a company of strategic national economic interest. A designation that reflects the indispensable role this company plays in protecting the infrastructure upon which Nigeria's fiscal survival depends. These committees further resolve that the surveillance contract is not merely a commercial arrangement, but the critical national security infrastructure. And this is consideration that the highest interest of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On this note, I hereby move that Tantita and the security agent, including NNPCL, be given in collaboration with security agency, be passed and be vote of confidence on this agency. Thank you very much.
Wow. National Assembly yesterday on the issues on ground aftermath of the parliamentary roundtable discussion yesterday. So joining us this morning to elaborate on the happenings of yesterday, we have engineer Udengs Eradiri, former president of Ijaw Youth Council, IYC Worldwide. Welcome to the program, sir.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Baramatu Voice. Hi,
Yeah, welcome. You're welcome to the program focused on Niger Delta live on Baramatu Voice TV.
Yes, thank you.
So straight to the point, what is your overall assessment of the National Assembly Roundtable on pipeline security?
Well, first of all, congratulations to the Ijaw Nation. Tantita, led by Managing Director, trust that truly the best can come out from the Niger Delta. Presented by Kestin as well as his team, have indicated us our struggle. And what have we said in the past? I've said, give us the opportunity to express ourselves economically and otherwise. And we'll prove to you that the best actually comes out from the Niger Delta. So yesterday is a triumphant day for the Ijaw Nation. The Niger Delta, Nigeria, and especially the people of Baramatu. Thank you for this guy that have raised the flag of the Ijaw Nation. For those who put us in this position, you are not sad. Because sometimes when you do not have adversaries, it does not bring out the best in you. Nigerians did not know what Tantita has been doing over this year. They've just been hearing all the blackmails. Oh, they are collecting 2.something trillion, money that is not even existing anywhere. They just brought you know, Nigeria, when they do a big story, big money, look at the money, 2.something trillion. One person, they take that money, people forgot. Every other thing, they didn't even have how the money get to go 2 trillion. So, one, that money is the first accusation, because if it was those who made the accusations should have wanted to present their facts. But that's by the way. The important thing is that what they did brought to the fore, to Nigeria, to the world, the tedious work that the Tantita team, managed by our leader and brother, government, the Congo, Chief Matthew Tonda. These people have exceptionally shown that yes, the Niger Delta can do better when given the right opportunity. So I want to appreciate National Assembly for not allowing themselves bamboozled by these lies. Of interrogating the issues and then bringing to fore, you know, what is truly happening in the Niger Delta. Another funny thing to ask is, how come out of over 60 companies, only one was brought to the floor to be crucified? But we thank God that we have a national team where men started to lose and celebrating today.
Okay, so don't you think you're being biased with your statement? You said yesterday, of course, it was a triumphant victory because a vote of confidence was passed. But remember, some of these petitions were coming from a place of, okay, we want a situation whereby this can be decentralized and not one person having control over all the areas. What do you have to say on that?
Well, if you followed the presentation of Tantita yesterday, you will see that there is no other word in the dictionary to describe civilization other than what Tantita is already doing. You know, I had talked about stakeholders. People say, we'll be stakeholder and it must be us. We need to define what stakeholdership is.
Okay, so they are saying, guard my own, you guard your own.
No, that's what I'm saying now. When you say guard your own, you guard your own, it is about capacity display. As we speak, Nass and other are drilling our oil. Not you heard me, but you don't drill your own, make I drill my own. As low as supply of water, ordinary water, is being done by people from outside in the vicinity of the individuals who are raising the issues. But as we speak, nobody had gone there to say, give me the water to supply because it's in my place. I don't know if you hear me. Can you hear me?
Claire.
Yes. So the truth is that this whole agitation is born out of a lack of understanding of what actual issues were. When you say guide your own, have you proven that you can do it? My sister, we know ourselves. If you want us to go into the me and you matter, where we know the discipline and indiscipline by individuals who call themselves leaders. So people are watching. People are watching. When they see your attitude towards society, also endears people to you when responsibilities are to be given to individuals. So that is why I always talk to young people, that their conduct is very important. Their conduct in society is important because people are watching. At the appropriate time, your integrity will be called to bear, and this is where the leadership that you display at your local level comes to count, when larger responsibilities are to be brought to you. We have seen the conduct of Chief Government Tompolo. When amnesty was granted, the idea of it was that, look, we're forgiving you for the agitations. Go and sin no more, so you can be reintegrated into society. Leaders that were involved, everybody decided to do his thing. Some people were in Abuja organizing parties, throwing money here and being big men in the Hilton. Our brother Tompolo remained in his community. He decided to be a community builder, reorganize his place. Go there and see the value that individual has put there. Then he want to build capacity. Brought young men together to say, look, let us organize and participate. Hello.
All right, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then brought his people together to say, look, let's all organize ourselves the way the US themselves, the way the Europeans organize themselves. Let's build capacity and put it before the Nigerian government to say, we self will get capacity, we can do this. The same bid process that you open for others who will participate. Don't forget that Tantita is just less than how many years now? You have 4 years or so that this Tantita was put together. But those who put together the Tantita, in international businesses that require technical know-how. I've been involved in a series of contracts in the Niger Delta and Nigeria, where they have developed themselves, they have proven themselves. So when you begin to rate them with pipeline contract, sometimes it's offensive. And that is the lack of knowledge that some of our brothers have displayed in this process. When centralization, go to River State, you will see that young people, companies, communities, women, because when I say stakeholders, I talk about not just us. It's not because I was IYC president, so I'm the overall stakeholder. A lot of the community women, those ones who pull canoe to farm, they are even more stakeholder than some of us. What Tantita had done was to identify those category of people who are forgotten. The video yesterday used to be the value chain of the activity that was going on. So if you want to stop it, then you must bring all these stakeholders to the table. And that's what Tantita did that is producing the result. Some people are not happy, even though they are also collecting money. No, so not be everything we go talk for public. These leaders who were trying to create this problem, they collect money past us, plenty people, from the same system. How can you be fighting a system that you are feeding from? It is very sad what is happening in the Niger Delta. We always pull ourselves down. In the midst of 6 companies, only the Ijaw man's company that Ijaw people decided to pull down. And I need to make something clear. Not because you are a amnesty beneficiary gives you authority over NNPC or NIMASA or any other institution in government. Not because they give you amnesty, be general, you go say, yes, I be general. So you go carry a general. Go force yourself on other institutions. The activities in NNPC and other institutions in Nigeria, you will put together, register company, get correct bank support. Because this Tantita you see, have not paid them, but they are able to meet up their responsibilities. You get that capacity. So just to come and defend your petition, say, So, my dear, what is happening is just sheer greed and envy that we must stop. We must nip it in the bud. Sometimes you call these people out and say, stop this nonsense you are doing. But I also feel sad about our governors, because the greatest beneficiaries of the activities of Tantita are the state governors, who by the Tantita activity, their allocation is increasing, because the more production, the more money to the states. But some of the states don't even realize the connection between the progress Tantita is making and their own successes in their states. Bayelsa State, for instance, is peaceful because of the injection of resources by Tantita into our streets. Cult groups are managed. You don't hear all these conflicts that used to destroy our societies, not because there's one special thing done by government. It is collaborative efforts by both Tantita and other people that brought peace to the Niger Delta. So beyond just clapping hands, state governors must collaborate with Tantita. I say there is a bigger theft going on, and the state governors are the ones suffering it. All the new companies that had oil decided to be badging their product. Who is recording what they are producing? The communities are losing. The state governors are losing money. Go to the offshore. Who is the person writing there? They took over Ajip. Ajip is now dead, but the oil is flowing in Ajip. More oil is flowing. They are not even investing money back into the lives of the people the way the Oyibo people used to do. They are taking over Shell. Shell is going down, but the production is going up. But those new fields that are producing, they are not recording them. Tantita's job is to ensure that the pipeline is flowing without hindrance. So what enters in point A arrives at point B. But what of the extras that these companies are producing? Some of them are claiming that pipelines are not working, so they are badging. Government must stop that badging. Because even when you have Nigerians in those places, there is high level of compromise. We have all the stories. So Tantita is doing a great job. Nigerian government must do their job. The NUPRC must do its job because the PIA law says 3% of your budget and what you produce is what the communities get as their own. It means that communities are losing if those companies are not declaring. Nigeria is producing far more than 2.5 million barrels. Who is checking what they are producing in all those jackets and offshore facilities, both owned by Nigerians and non-Nigerians? Sterling Global is the first company that have been using, what do they call them? River liners to carry products. Who is determining what they produce and what they carry on a daily basis? There are a lot of new companies. If the system was not interesting, why is it that they are offshore by all the assets? Because of the progress Tantita has done, and the fillers, the confidence, a lot of people want to come and buy the oil fields. They are all over our bushes and our creeks, you know. Signing this government, president is signing this locally and internationally. If was it like this before Tantita came in? So we must be very proud of this Tantita, but there are salient issues that we must look at. And what are those issues? The theft going on, the organized theft going on in the oil and gas sector. So when you go outside as a military officer to accost a vessel, they will show you their documents showing that yes, they are contracted, they are a Nigerian company, they are producing. But now what are you producing? What is the quantity you are pulling out? What did you report that your field produces? These are salient issues that the Nigerian government must set up a structure to look at. They started the energy desk in the NSA office, but that office seemed not to understand what it's supposed to be doing, because that energy desk was supposed to collaborate with the security agencies, Tantita, communities, and set up its own machineries to ensure that whatever drop of oil that is leaving the region is accounted for and is recorded in the books of the country. So, so far so good. Tantita has decentralized this job. Come to Bayelsa, there are so many companies involved. Go to River State, go to Imo State, Delta State, Ondo, so many companies and subcontractors that are involved. There is no other way that any other person would have done it. And don't also forget that when this job was awarded, our leader, Tom Polo, gathered people every day for 4 months. People, they enter boat, they go there, they shop, they drink, they take transport. None of them say, leader, how you take to do this thing? Let us support you. He brought all groups together, told them that, look, I have this job. He didn't hide it. Come, let us work together. Because of Tantita, look at the level of Baramatu voice today. How many governors in the Niger Delta and the Ijaw nation have supported media in Ijaw land? Now Tantita. That's why we are live today. Look at the events they hold. Promoting Ijaw music. Tell me, how the land they have budgets for entertainment. How many Ijaw musicians have they called for program? But there's money, every time that they do party, you forget that is another part of economic empowerment and promotion of our culture. Tomorrow, on Saturday, the whole world is coming to Baramatu for Amaseme Okumo Festival. Before Amaseme Okumo, now inside one small bush, now they dance and before. Now, it is an international event. The same way the Yorubas promote their events. Every weekend, Yoruba people get one bear. I'm telling my sister, every weekend they get one bear. Nobody has complained about it.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? It seems to have a network glitch over there. Can you hear me, sir? Oh, I think we lost that call. All right. Yes, so we've been speaking with Engineer Udengs, the former IYC chairman, president, yes, of the Ijaw Youth Council. Now, going over to Facebook, and let's read some comments. Gonogo Edisemi is saying, I am watching from Central Bank. You're welcome. This is focused on Niger Delta. Dotimi Yeri Okaba, Eclair from Abuja, okay? James B. Tamko, yes, it's clear. All right, Danny K. Cooper, watching from Odimodi community, okay, you're welcome, you're welcome. This is focused on Niger Delta. Yeah, you can contribute, you have what you have to say, share your perspective, your opinion on the issues on ground. Yeah, please do well to drop a comment so we can read them out. Asiaye Naibo David, watching from Operoza Baronigbesu Temple. You're welcome. I guess you're over the, I guess you're there for Amasekuma Festival. How is it going over there in Operoza? You're welcome. Hello, sir. Yes. All right, it seems that we lost you at some point, but good to know you're back now due to network glitches. So just hold on. Before I go over to you for the next question, I just want to quickly read some comments online. Matthew Okubo Obai saying, watching from Ogula town, you're welcome. Asupa Awula is watching from Sapele, you're welcome. This is focused on Niger Delta. Princess Egbele Crow, watching from Bonny Island, you're welcome. Carl Rose, watching live from Abuja Connect, you're welcome. This is focused on Niger Delta. Ebitemi Dio Posibi, watching live from Lagos, Nigeria. How is Lagos today? You're welcome to the program. Pius Iniko is saying nice one. Okay, you're welcome to the program. Ubebe Brakoru Kesta Denyefa, watching from Amasekumo Festival, you're welcome. Ojumiri Ikiyo Cherries is good. Good afternoon, Barmato Voice TV, watching live from Ondo State. Wow. Okay, so Emmanuel Gula, watching from Wari Ogbori Koko. I am Shiga Saga. It's great to see how we have promoted our culture, and very soon every part of Ijaw will be known to the entire world. All right, thank you. Please drop your perspective, drop your opinions. We would like to hear from you on the happenings yesterday at the National Assembly, where critical issues on pipeline surveillance were discussed on a roundtable, yeah, with a vote of confidence passed on Tantita Security Services. What do you think? What's your take? Is this a fair deal? Do you think this is actually representing the entire region? Do you think what the conclusion they had yesterday is what is equivalent to the reality on ground? We would like to know all of your perspective and takes on the issues on ground. Tri Lara Henry, watching from Yenogwa, you're welcome to the program. Anthony Ekade, watching live from Abuja, yes, the Federal Capital Territory. How is Abuja today? You're welcome to the program. Terry Sorogaye, watching from Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the program. Hello, sir, are you with me?
I'm with you very well.
Okay, welcome back. Now, still talking about all of the happenings yesterday and how far we've gone. Now, oil production has reportedly risen above 1.8 million barrels per day. How sustainable is this progress?
Well, the sustainability of the process in the house, we are as Niger Delta, as Tantita their job according to the dictates of their contract. It is now left for government to do its part. Your part of ensuring that you support the company to succeed. You don't listen to all the side talks without evidence or substance to offer. You ensure that you plug the loopholes. People that steal product under the Nigerian flag because they are not reporting what they're producing. Area would migrate the culture into it. Since the IOC started divesting the shore fields to Nigerians, you start hearing all these kind of stories. They are not reporting. That is where Nigerian government should focus on, and they will be amazed at the quantum of production that is happening in the Niger Delta. For us, we are happy with what Tantita have done. Our region is becoming green again. Go around the Niger Delta, you will see that the vegetation is beginning to revive itself because there's no more petroleum products or fumes of petroleum on the surface of our water. The aquatic life is beginning to pick up. That is the value that some of us are looking at. The suit in Port Harcourt, where you wake up, you see black soot in your nostrils, on your furniture, your entire environment. Look at the cancer rate, the height in cancer in River State and its environs. But all that is now a thing of history now because of the tactics Tantita employed by decentralizing the contract. This contract is not for extant. If you are a warlord, you are a king, does not mean that it's your control, sir. If it is not, does not mean they have not decentralized. Nigeria's Niger Delta should get it. Decentralization doesn't mean a group of people. The communities, the stakeholders, those people where the thing is in their, some of them have put themselves together. If you don't put yourself together, you don't go get. If you don't go and register a company, follow the process, you don't go get them. It's not because fire there for your head, they carry smoke, so they must give you everything when come there. What of the other people where they follow you, they make your head for smoke today? Some of them take these things, they don't even give to their boys. They turn our boys to slaves. Tantita got an engagement that has revived a lot of young people. Come to Bayelsa and see some people where you see themselves now run, you run. They are the ones that are building it and providing succor and support because of Tantita. And the discipline displayed by the leader. Don't forget that discipline is the currency with which Tantita got to where they are. And that's why I tell young people, discipline yourself. You never can where that currency will work for you. It is not about just capacity, it is the discipline displayed. So, look, we are all happy about what happened, but there's a lot of work to still be done. Some of the things that Tantita is doing is not even within their scope. But for there to be peace, they went outside that scope. We are saying that federal government must look at their demands, expand scope, so that they can do more. There are people doing surveillance north. Lines going to the north. Somebody did there. In a report, there are people doing lines. They are now the kind of activities that Tantita is doing to bring people together, scholarship programs, job creation, peace in the region, cleaner and more improved environment, community development. They are not doing those things. The government didn't even call them. But the one that have said this money not be for me alone, make on a come moku shop. Now that one we say we will kill her. So, my dear, we are very happy. And all those who were fighting, they can go back and begin to reorganize and come again. So once your hands are clean, you will always be vindicated. Tantita's hands are clean. They will be vindicated. People that have been stealing oil, these are our brothers, they know them, some of them, they collaborate with them. Go and their mouth. They go and write petition. Oh, Tantita is selling oil. Because the man say, come, let's work together. We're going to take on our own, take your small, make her take my small. All the things that they have had, none of them have called people, say, come, oh, I have this thing, come and take. For 4 months, Tantita was holding meetings. Everybody was going to Puruza. I carry people, my group of people, I carried them go there. I even let some other people go to hear from him. The man say, look, I have been given a job. I can't do it alone. Come, Moku, we'll work together. The same people say, no, we'll go kill her. So, we're going to stop this pull him down syndrome. God has blessed us with this set of individuals. Any other person can get this job. People have gotten it before. Nobody, they don't even hear anything. If they bring the value chain that this Tantita is holding, you'll be amazed. So we can only about them. It's not even good in public. But people, when they chew Nigeria down, you will not even hear them. Our own people will go drag us out. Make they go explain ourselves for national TV. Thank you, my sister.
Engineer Udengs, thank you so much. But still taking you back to the happenings of yesterday, right? Now, the National Assembly passed a vote of confidence to Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited as a company of national interest. Now, with all of these success stories, the oil, the barrel increased to 1.8 million, and all of the success stories, what do you think is the reality on ground? And why do we have those petitions again? And why did these petitioners did not show up yesterday? I hope these questions are not too cumbersome for you, sir.
Ujo, why petition and no come? No substance now. They are beer parlor discussions that somebody put together as petition. Something where they discuss for beer parlor. Come outside and come and talk about it now. You saw how Tantita brought facts. I don't know, can you hear me? Tantita brought facts. Detail by detail. Prove to the world what they are doing in Nigeria. So, if you have a contrary opinion, what with your documentation and details now? Come and show them that Tantita is selling the oil. You go bring your photographic evidence to show where they eat money now. But you see, all these are beer polo discussions. That's why I say that the Ijaw nation will constantly be foreign individuals who will be embarrassing us and call them out and say, stop this nonsense that you're doing. Look at the embarrassment. Oh yeah, come and substantiate all the things one and they talk for them, yo, we don't agree. Election not go hold. Why you no come outside control? It's so sad. Eh? The rest of Nigeria will say, see the job people, they see them. Now them be this. Now them be this, see them. So, sister, yesterday, on the other side, we thank God that to prove that technology can actually be used to achieve a lot of results in this country. And I expect that agents, Nigeria should copy from what they saw yesterday and see how Tantita can be brought in for further collaboration. You see the value Tantita is bringing and the capacity they displayed, they don't talk about it. You don't hear it. Tomorrow on Facebook, this one will say, hey, I mean all this power here, and I mean this one here, and I mean the platform here. You are embarrassing your nation. Embarrassing the Ijaw nation. Do things, don't talk. You see, When they call them, say, oh, yeah, you saw how they mesmerized the entire world. So for me, I think that the Ijaw people, we need to come back. Must be food, so that we don't turn out to in public. Thank God that we're in society where people look at issues before they make decisions. I didn't hear the first question properly because
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Oh, hello. Oh, seems we'll have serious network challenges over there. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, quickly, let's go over to the live to read some of your perspectives, your opinions on the issue on ground. And if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Niger Delta. This is where we'll talk about critical issues facing the Niger Delta region. Udengs, he is the former president of the Ijaw Youth Council worldwide. All right, Paris Iniko is saying congratulations
I hear you clearly.
to
I hear you clearly now.
for an outstanding performance. Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes.
All right, good to know. So would you say that the vote of confidence passed yesterday reflects the reality on ground? Just in few words, would you say it actually reflects the reality on ground?
What are the realities on ground? There's an increase in
Oil production and all of that, yeah?
in Nigeria. The production has increased. That is the reality that house wants to hear. The other things of job creation, empowerment, cleaner environment, aquatic life, the suits that have disappeared in Port Harcourt, the economic revival of our states, those are things that are benefits to we, the people of Niger Delta. What that house wanted to hear and see demonstrated is that which they signed a contract, they are actually doing it according to the latter. And the house was satisfied that yes, with the increase in production and the display, testimonies from the stakeholders on that table, which are the military, the police, the civil defense, the Air Force, the Navy, the National Assembly, the NMPC, those are the stakeholders in that place. And what those stakeholders want to hear is that the dictates of their contract, that oil must not leak on the pipeline. If 10,000 metric tons enter point A, 10,000 metric tons must come out at point B. And that is what they were satisfied with the tactics that Tantita had employed to do their job, which they demonstrated in that place. So yes, confidence is so the dictates of that contract that Tantita did not deviate from.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now, so talking about tactics, now there are new tactics like surveillance systems in the creeks. How serious is this evolution in oil theft?
Well, I saw the demonstration once. I visited Tantita control room, and I saw how they could listen to even what people were talking on the streets by the drone technology that introduced. I had participated in the offshore technology conference in Houston, America, where I clearly saw Tantita partnering a world-renowned drone manufacturing company. And that company, with their partnership with, have been able to show that you cannot tamper the lines without you being watched. So technology have been introduced. There are less and less engagement, friction between the people and security agencies because they watch the lines. the agencies can relax and rely on technology to say, point A, there is an infraction, and then all resources are mobilized to that point. So far, so good. This is where the world is, and Tantita is on the same pace. Nobody in the world will be working on the pipeline. But you see, when I say stakeholders must be carried along, is that the community people who encourage these things must have an economic alternative. And Tantita have employed that economic alternative so away from these lines while they use technology to monitor the lines. So you can see the display. A situation where one guy go to rob powder was very hilarious in what they did yesterday. So because of the introduction of, you can effectively monitor this process without the so much kinetic engagement.
Lugu refiners also plant CCTV cameras to detect when the security surveillance agencies, Tantita and all of that, security agencies are coming. Now, what do you think is the role of these security agencies and the private surveillance firm, talking about Tantita, in curbing these threats?
You know, they have collaborated very effectively. It is the security agencies that do the job of arrest and deterrence. Because when you about criminal action and you see a security agent. Hello, can you hear me? When you are about carrying out an action and you see a security agent walking around, you are deterred from carrying out that action. So the combatant aspect of it is where the military and the security come. So Tantita's collaboration with the security agencies is the reason why you are seeing this success. Because Tantita itself cannot go and now carry arms and be engaging these boys. You saw that the people carry arms as well.
That is the question now. Do you think they are doing enough?
Yes. Yes, they are doing enough. You can see that where these people are coming armed against Tantita operatives that are civil operatives, because they are in common with the military now deploys its leader force to engage those individuals. And this constant relationship with all agencies is the reason why you have seen the reduction of infractions on the lines and then the increase in production. Intelligence is involved. You see, the DSS is part of it. So beyond just securing the lines, there's intelligence employed to also determine the next move of these criminals, and these are nipped in the bud through their collaboration.
Do you think the current pipeline surveillance model is the best approach, or do you think it requires some kind of restructuring?
You don't change a winning. You don't change a winning team. This is a lot of approach have been employed in the past. We as stakeholders who understand the kinetic approach have been employed. Military, there's nothing they have not done, but constantly stated that foreigners cannot come and secure our land. We must be part of what is going on. And this is a redesign by NNPC to say, okay, let's redesign our approach and bring in community engagement. But that community engagement, somebody will supervise it. It's a pyramid process. Even if they decentralize to XYZ, there must be one person that supervises what happens. And that's why I say that when they say decentralization, people don't even understand what it means. What Tantita is already a decentralized process. And okay, why are we going to employ a new tactic? But let me also tell you that Tantita is evolving. They didn't just start. They started, and then as time goes on, they begin to evolve as the criminals are also employing new tactics. So as we move on, we'll be seeing new innovations. Get shocked to see that some of these people already have CCTVs in the forest to monitor. That is a new innovation on the part of criminals. There will be new innovation. Yesterday, I also saw ROVs, remotely controlled vehicles that go underwater. They are called underwater drones, but they are ROVs. Canada employed ROVs to be able to monitor what is happening inside the ocean, because they go umbilical in export lines, and when pumping, they are also collecting. But you need ROVs to go in and access the lines. I saw in the declaration that they also have employed ROVs. So you see, that this is how dynamic, because what is happening is also a dynamic that is affecting the entire gamut of the oil and gas sector. So you must be to accommodate new innovations in order to produce the results that you intend to achieve. So as time goes on, the more advancements in technology arise, I'm sure that Tantita is well endowed and will be empowered to introduce those technologies to constantly be on track those who intend to be criminal on the lines.
Most communities, they are obviously the major, the key players of this pipeline surveillance. What does this development mean to them? And do you think the involvement of local communities truly reduced pipeline vandalism and illegal refining?
These pipelines are in communities.
Yeah.
Our leader, Tompolo, had engagement for 4 months with communities. Chiefs. Some of the chiefs came from River State. In their various tribes, they were coming. What were they coming to do? Was to say, look, this thing is coming. These pipelines are in the environment. Let all us be in one page. And from what I get, most of all these community leaders, structures are incorporated in it. So that is the reason why you are seeing the creation and cooperation from communities. If the communities will not happy, they will ventilate it on the lines. But the constant engagement is the reason why communities are not also allowing outsiders to come and infract on their lines. Because so far as the oil is flowing on that line,
enough. Are the youths benefiting enough from these engagements?
My dear, Nigeria is a big place that where the gamut of economy in this country is so wide. Is it Tatina is doing his bit? He cannot take care of everybody, but a larger chunk of those who are directly involved are participating. They are happy. I heard somebody called me yesterday and said, "Let's call them." Say, "No, I'm not gonna go do like this." He does not get it. Most of his already have. Even though the line is, he also have lines, because his guys also have, he's having the hope that one day they will inculcate him. You see, that is this. Like, this thing must be broken down to the barest minimum we can get. People who have that confidence and say, because I even if I don't get, this other person gets, I'm satisfied because of what I can see. My place, I'm from Barai, where we have a lot of the largest facility that Shell has is in my domain. But we are not part of it per se, because we are not on the trunk A line that the contract covers, even though we produce a lot of oil. And constantly we talk to ourselves to say, look, these people are working with government. The day government inculcate us in their contract, in their scope, we will also benefit. So even when somebody at a time went to put dynamite on the line, we looked for them and disciplined them and said, this must not happen in our environment, because we will not condone your greed to come and destroy our environment and poison our land because you want to take one money to go and be driving big car. So for me, and the principles of Tantita and Tompolo is that Ijaw Nation, Niger Delta people must be part of what is happening. Why are we even too focused on this? This is just one small aspect of the entire gamut of oil and gas. Currently, as we speak, the NNPC is preparing for a big round of our wealth around us. How many of our governors have set up their companies, called the people, and put themselves together to bid for those oil companies, knowing fully well that those oil wells, if we get them, the states can use it as a vehicle to employ its people, to create an economy, and transfer technology in the oil and gas sector. But they are not doing anything. They are sitting down. And Northerners, Yoruba people, Yoruba boys are everywhere, putting themselves together. Some of our people are putting themselves, some of us struggle to put ourselves together with these people. When we get an eye, you're going to tell me, say, Niger oil. So you must be part of it. Oh, but me, I'm not going to do that kind of kulu temper with you. Go and look for your own. Governors in Niger Delta, go and put yourselves together so that oil in our region can be controlled by companies set up in Delta, in Bayelsa, in Rivers State. The governors have the resources. They will make more money if we are the ones operating those fields. So what are the governors doing? What are the local governments doing? If simple companies can put themselves together, participate in the bid and pay bonus, can't local governments set up oil companies to bid for the oil wells in their place and write to NNPC and say, first right of refusal. The oil there our place, we participate. You know what can I give another person? Because I don't prove, say, I get capacity. This is a call to governor our region. This is a call to local government chairmen. This is a call to businessmen. Put ourselves together. Let's also bid for oil. And all this. If go vessel, all the logistics there, they will write the companies and say, we go do those logistics. Because the logistics company that bought vessels because the state has money can now be doing the oil and gas small jobs to create jobs and economy in their environment. If Bayelsa State spent 50 billion to build a ship repair yard, all the vessels that come there must go and do their refueling and repairs in that place. We have created an economy. So why is everybody sitting there? The money that I passed through some of those leaders that I saw, I know that one of them showed me his contract that time with one of the oil companies was getting $5 million every month. If he put himself together, some of them have oil blocks today, they won't even be talking to you, sir. But when they shop the one where they haven't finished, they're going to look for another person you own to go spoil.
The contractors handling various sectors in the pipeline surveillance. Why Tantita? Why emphasis on Tantita? Why petitions and agitations on Tantita security services?
My dear, you know that Jesus Christ had 12 disciples. People were able to jump for plate. It was within that 12 that there was a Judas. So imagine how many Judas are in the Ijaw nation, where our leader Tompolo gathered them to say, "We're gonna come shop." The same people that were eating with Jesus Christ, breaking bread and drinking whiskey, wine, as the blood of Jesus Christ. Now then, a Judas came out. So you can imagine how many Judas. We continuously working to manage this so that we keep our eye on the ball. And keeping your eye on the ball is that our region must no longer go back to the pre-surveillance days where oil was floating everywhere and the entire region was in a mess. Criminal gangs everywhere. Everybody stealing the product to give to people. Our people are the ones stealing the product and giving to people who are sitting in hotels in Abuja and Lagos. None of those boys were able to buy brand new car. Tokumbo. We be the ones that will be doing the dirty job. This surveillance and decentralization that Tampola has done is already building capacity among most of those subcontractors. I'm seeing them. Some of them are building their institutions. They will, from here, grow to the point where we will have capacity to challenge and take over the operations of our environment. So you must, before you seize political power. And this process is spreading economic of contracts so that more and more people can have resources to deal with the teaching challenges and begin to think to get to the next level. So, like I said, our nation must be pushed. Something we can achieve overnight. It is something we do gradually. Yesterday's vindication will put shame to some people and they will withdraw to their shells. But as I was with the leader yesterday, I still noticed that his heart is still open to say he will continuously be doing what he's doing, paying the people that are using his money to fight him, and let God be the ultimate judge. And you have seen what God have done with what transpired yesterday.
Still talking about crude oil theft, do you think there should be strict laws or better enforcement to curb oil theft?
There are laws in Nigeria. People don't just obey laws. It is when you set structures, just like you brought in the Tantita, where people respect the discipline displayed by leadership. You are beginning to see that discipline trickle down the value chain. There are laws. We have institutions. But there is no punitive measure for those who do wrong. And that impunity has crept into every strata of our society. Until we have leadership that will ensure that people are disciplined, we will continue to rigmarole and probably get another Tompolo who will express the high level of discipline in the responsibility he is given, and he will deliver at that level. Don't mind you, there are still sectors of Nigeria's economy where disciplined individuals have migrated their discipline into their responsibility, and results are coming. There are laws in this country, but the impunity have overtaken sense of reasoning. So everybody you give an opportunity want to use that place to enrich himself. As we speak, because of the war in Iran, there are a lot of agents all over the Niger Delta looking for oil to buy, to fill in the gap that America and Israel have created as a result of the attack on Iran. So when they see that roads are blocked, they are beginning to look for fleet. And that's why our brothers must not allow themselves to be used. When they call their boys are already the beneficiaries of the decentralized project. So the boys then say, no, we know if we go do this thing, master. They bring the frustration back to the head. We know what is going on. But I also know that energy security is must be taken seriously. That will complement the job Tantita doing in order for us to generate the gains that will put this country on the trajectory of growth.
What's your take on the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA?
I think, in PIA, the area I argued most was more of the engagement, local content, and 10% equity for participating communities. And the IYC in our engagement argued that until we got the 3%. It's better than nothing that we used to have. Today, a lot of communities have billions in their accounts for projects because of that agitation that led to the 3%. And all those credits, you cannot keep it away from people like Tompolo, the discipline and the support that he gave that led to this same PIA 3%. People are forgetting. That 3% is what our communities are benefiting. It's not enough. We look forward to growing it further. But let us take this one first. The other negative from that PIA I'm not happy about is we have argued about local participation. Now Nigerian companies are involved. They are now doing what the IOCs were doing. They will produce and not record it. They will not declare what they produce. They will be stealing and destroying. Go to Ajip in Brazil. What is happening in Ajip? No investments the way the IOCs were doing. So the PIA, when we think that we were struggling to get a participation, yes, local participation have been encouraged, but truly, our locals are not showing maturity in managing oil business for the benefit of the country and the people for which are hosting those facilities.
Lack the needed experience to handle such positions.
I didn't get you.
Are you saying that they lack the necessary experience needed?
My dear, this our paddy business in Nigeria, and corruption is a problem. It bedevils, it beclouds people's sense of reasoning and technicalities. How do you explain somebody who have been a director in Shell, working with white people, made everything very well, and then when they come out to form their own company and buy over the IOCs, they are not paying contractors. They are paying contracts to only their family and brothers. The company they were coming from talked about interest, conflict of interest. But when they take over, they start giving jobs to only their family members and pay families, but don't pay contractors. In rich communities. How do you explain that? It is the Nigerian corruption, the Nigerian paddy way that becloud this. How do you explain where a bank manager will own America? All the wealth, that minute mentality is what they have brought into the PIA laws that ordinarily should have given strength to Nigerians. But the corruption and the tribalism and paddiness of Nigeria is what is destroying the very essence that the law was set out to achieve. And I tell you, it is so bad if you go to those companies. Go to Chevron. Chevron is still functioning. But go to their sister companies around that have been taken over by Nigerians. From the gate, you begin to notice that something is wrong. They are dirty. They don't clean up the places the way they used to do. It's surprising because most of those owners were senior directors under the IOCs when Oyubo was.
Right, thank you so much, Engineer Udengs Eradiri. We're about rounding up the show, the focus on Niger Delta. Hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can hear you guys.
All right. So would you say politics is actually affecting decisions around the pipeline security in the region?
Yes, politics is involved.
Okay, because you mentioned you mentioned the paddiness. I just got that phrase stuck in my head. Now you just coined that a word, the paddiness of the people in the region, in Nigeria as a whole.
Yeah, politics is involved, and I is involved. Tantita has engaged over 50,000 young people directly. We are not talking about the indirect. So if you look at the indirect, we are looking at over 200,000. That is 200,000 votes. So those who are in the opposition believe that Tantita's firm support for the president already giving an presidency. They in his will. So that's the politics and the advantage, the seeming advantage that Tita is bringing to the table for the APC and the president is why the opposition is also doing everything to discredit one company out of over 6 companies. Because visibly, they can see what that company is doing. And if you are benefiting from somewhere, obviously that's where you are going to support in terms of politics. Because you will not leave the man that is feeding you to somewhere else, except you be winch now.
Thank you so much. Now, what do you think are the immediate steps that could be taken to sustain the gains recorded so far in the pipeline surveillance?
Well, the president is expanding the scope of the job.
Okay.
Expand the scope of the job, listening to all these yesterday they have been proven to be dear discussions. That's why people get down to not defend. So I think that on part of communities, I go for further cooperation. Planes. Those type of complaints will be looked at, and of course, we need to be carried along. Within the scope of the job, they will be carried along. But so far, so good. Do what? And then we have those other companies have their responsibility. That's responsibility is to protect the pipelines so that those pipelines will carry the produced products from where they produce it to the market. So if they produce 10 barrels should get to the market for more money for the country, more money for the states, and more money for local governments and our people. So the states, the local governments, the federal government must know that they are critical leaders and must do protect this project. Because we know what the local governments are taking today. We know what the governors are taking home. Whatever they are taking as a result of removal of subsidy is the overall accumulation of the gains of the pipeline surveillance being done by Tantita and other companies. We are all talking about Tantita today. Our own Niger Delta Ijaw people decided to drag their own down. That's why we are debating here. I'm sure that there are other companies involved in this process that may not even be doing 1/10 of what Tantita is doing to engage the people, and yet nobody is talking about them. The one that have decentralized the job, call the people in an open process, is the one that we are crucifying. And that's why I likened it to Jesus Christ, who had 12 disciples eating and sleeping with him in the same place, but there was a Judah involved. You can imagine how many Judas we have in the Ijaw nation. The same thing, Morgan come shop, the people where they come shop, now say they go kill the person where they give them food. So we have to stop what we are doing and support Tantita for Nigeria to be progressive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for all of your in-depth analysis on the topic, Engr. Now, before you go, what message do you have for stakeholders and the people of the Niger Delta region regarding this issue?
Well, Ijaw people, we're going to stop to the drag on our own down. Stop it. Stop it. We should be able to call out some people. Human beings there within us. We they go find winch. See them there. Winch them. Them out and say, stop. This is Nigeria where people are protecting you. They won't chew this country down. Nobody, the one that is managing to see how he can put together, we say we're that one. Call them to order. Stop it. The governors, call these people to order. Bring Tantita, let's have state meetings. Let's talk about what are the issues. So that the ones we resolve, the ones within our power, we deal with. But not, the whole meeting, yeah, we'll go destroy this one. But you will never build. It's just destroy. Stop it. I know that they put water from mouth talk. So for me, this time God has blessed us. Go to Baramatu clan and go and see the value that those people have put in those lands, communities. They are not only doing their community, they are extending it to us. What are the people? What are they doing? For me, this is a process we must protect with everything we have got. Because these people were doing this business, nobody here. Nobody heard. They were taking this money and going home. Nobody here. They are still doing it and taking money and going home. That's our line. People are taking money. He reached our own. We said, the man said, no, I don't want this money. As much as you see money in the hands of this process, every day you sit and our leader Tompolo, now white rapper in the tie. No big shoe, no big jeans, no jacket, nothing. White rapper. That shows you the discipline in the midst of plenty. So they do party here and there. Do you know how they're encouraging our institutions? Our job musicians today are having nice sets. They are all on YouTube today because of the opportunities that Antita have created for them. How many governors, even when they take entertainment money, how many of them have supported media like this, Ijaw media? How many of them have supported Ijaw musicians? How many? How many programs, even when they organize?
This fight to ethnicity.
So, no, you know, say, Ijaw people are the price of Niger Delta. Our blood now will shed for other people to come shop. So, anybody can get up on the abusing Ijaw people. But because we will be the Jesus Christ for Niger Delta. Spill our blood, other people come shop. Allow them, let them continue.
So go deeper into that, Engineer Udengs.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And I believe that's your final words on the issue today.
Thank you. And we are all coming down to celebrate the festival on Saturday.
All right, thank you so much. We have been speaking with Engineer Udengs Eradiri, the former IYC president worldwide, and he has been reiterated on all of the discussions yesterday, talking about the pipeline surveillance contract and the vote of confidence passed on Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited, and it has been an inspiring and insightful conversation with Engineer Udengs. Yes, he has been able to give us in-depth knowledge, in-depth analysis on all of this discussions today. Thank you once again for joining us on Focus on Niger Delta. But before we go today, let's quickly take a look at some of our comments. Kingsley Garden Fred is saying River State. Okay, what do you mean by that? Muste Dynasty saying Udengs Eradiri has an in-depth knowledge of these issues and has capacity to function in the system. It won't be out of place if Tantita Security brings him in to help strengthen some bended ends to improve on Tantita's services. Jeremiah Perekema is saying, good one, keep engaging and enlightening the populace. Okay. Irede Ebiwe is saying, Henry, do hope you are not one of those enemies of Tantita. Okay. David Tare is saying, a stage movie. Would you expatiate on what you mean by that? Yes, more of a comment before we call it a day today. Mustafa Abdullahi Yakubu is saying, Udengs Eradiri has been on the forefront talking against the politics wrapped around the idea of decentralizing the pipeline security contract awarded to Tantita Security Services. His recent valuable contributions have shown that he has a great knowledge of how the operations work. I think it won't be out of place for the management of Tantita Security Services to bring him on board to help with the existing operations of securing the oil pipelines, because it's clear that he has the capability to put in place contributions for achieve further success in operations of Tantita. Ojumari is saying Tantita has come to stay, and those at the helm are doing a commendable job